Okay, guys, we are at Wind Creek, guys. They got, okay, check them out now. They got bowling, cinema, okay. We're finna tap in, guys, and check it out. Yo, let's get this episode started. Oh, they got Starbucks. All right, let's start. Yo, what's up, guys? This your boy, the Travel Trucker, y'all. Hey, man, I'm just coming to y'all with a quick another video, guys. Today's topic, we're gonna talk about flatbed versus dry van / reefer. Now, before you ask, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell over there. I think it's in the bottom right under this video. Hit the notification bell. Let's get started. Now, before y'all even say anything, I'm grouping dry van and reefer together. Obviously, they're different, but they're very similar. It's just one got cold option, the other one don't. But they both bump docks. They both got wait time. So let's get right into it. The difference between flatbed and dry van reefer, I'm gonna tell you the pros and cons for each side, so I'm not being biased because I'm a flatbed. I'm telling y'all I'm telling you the facts. Ain't no denying it. If you ain't been out here, you ain't gonna know this unless somebody tell you. So first, we're gonna start with dry van reefer. Yeah, y'all thought we were gonna do the other one. No, we're gonna start with dry van reefer, man. Okay, first of all, 90% of truck driving jobs, whether regional OTR, we're not talking about local, we're just talking about the big fish, they're no touch freight. Now you got 10% that is touch freight. So dry van and reefer, you are gonna do minimum work. What I mean by that is the ratio between touch freight and not touch freight is so far spread out, it ain't even close. 90% of the time, you're not gonna touch the freight. 10% of people like Dollar General, Family Dollar, you know, Hogan, or things like that, you're gonna touch freight. But everybody else, you're not touching freight. So with flatbed and I mean not with flatbed, with dry van and reefer, let me tell y'all the pros. The pros is you ain't gotta do no work. Another pro is you could drive a lot more miles. Another pro is you get a lot of free perks. You go to these warehouses and cold storages, they throw you a lot of stuff. Another perk is you get stop-off pay. Another perk is you get a variety of different times to drive, whether it be day or night. Another perk is 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a nicer truck when you're doing dry van or reefer. I'm just gonna be honest. You know, whether you're an owner-op, company driver, leasing, your truck is not gonna get beat up as much as you have in a flatbed. Now, as far as money, the money's steady. I'm gonna say that dry van and reefer, they get a lot of stop-off pay. You may get time-sensitive pay, depending on what you're hauling. It could be hazmat or whatnot. I'm gonna tell you the cons. Again, I'm just saying facts. I'm not saying none. I'm not talking down on nobody. I'm gonna tell y'all the cons. The cons to dry van and reefer. Let's get into it because they gonna hate when I tell y'all the facts and you guys who looking to get into trucking. Dry van and reefer to me, man, it's a waste of time. Like when you come into trucking, if you want to get straight to the money, you just need to go straight to flatbed or specialized freight, or you need to go to tanking or tanker. Straight up. If you don't want to get to the real cheese, go flatbed. I don't care what nobody say. Listen to me. That's whether you company, owner op, don't matter. Flatbed is where you need to go. They know that, and everybody know that. Don't try to downplay like flatbed rates are not much high, and right now in this economy in dry van and reefer. I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just telling you this is historical data. A con is to dry van and reefer is coming out the gate, it doesn't pay as much as flatbed. Another con of dry van and reefer is you got the varying hours that you will drive. 9 times out of 10 in flatbed, you doing 9 to 5. You ain't doing no night deliveries. If you driving at night, you started your day late, or you leaving at 4 in the morning. You ain't driving no 1, 2 in the morning in a flatbed. I don't care who you is. You got a few loads that may happen here and there, like in the Northeast. You may got going to 5 boroughs, or like upstate New York. They got them offset hours and shit. Or you may be delivering it to like a mine or somewhere like Arizona. They got overnight shifts. But 95% of the time, you was doing 9 to 5 deliveries, which is between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's considered 9 to 5 on flatbed. So with driving and reefers, you got different times that you're going to drive. I'm not with all that, oh, midnight delivery. You can deliver between this time. Oh, you got to bring it at 3 a.m. delivery or pickup. I'm not doing none of that. Like, I just don't got the patience for it. I'm not even finna play myself. I hate driving at night. I don't care who you is. Daytime is way better than driving at nighttime. I'm sorry. So we got the wait times and the variable driving times. The wait times of driving in a reefer doesn't even compare to flatbed. Flatbed, you pull up, you get loaded within 30 minutes. Depending on how fast you are tarping and strapping, if the load has to be tarped, that's another 45 minutes at the most. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes you're going to go to pickups, depending on how busy they are. That ain't got nothing to do with type of lane of truck you're doing. That ain't nothing to do with the truck you got. Sometimes they just backed up. It may take you an hour or two. It may take you an hour or two to get unloaded, depending if you're at a job site. But driving in a reefer, hands down, they know this. The wait times are ridiculous. The loading and unloading times. They tell you to back into a dock. They put a lock on your air supply. They tell you to cut the truck off. You hot as hell. You ain't got no APU. You sitting there for 6-7 hours. Then, hold on. Then, they tell you your appointment's at 8 o'clock. You sitting there the next day. You done messed up your whole day. Now you can't go pick up another load because you sitting there waiting to get unloaded. They done had you sitting there for 6 hours. How that work? I ain't got the patience for driving in a reefer. Y'all can have that shit. They got these lumper fees. This is another big con of driving in a reefer. Who the hell is making the driver pay these lumper fees? Like, why should I even have to deal with me and $500-600 or something that ain't got nothing to do with me? I got paid to bring this load here and I'm gone. I don't got nothing to do with paying Tom, Dick, and Harry they $10, $12 an hour to unload this trailer. This ain't my product. This ain't my problem. I bring it from A to B. Don't put me in the middle of that broker war and customer lumper fees. Like, that's stupid. Like, drivers should have nothing to do with that. Like, you making me pay that out of my pocket and I got to wait on you to reimburse me? That's the stupidest shit ever. So, them lumper fees is a con of driving in a reefer. Goddamn, sometimes you get to an address, the address ain't right. You got to go through double brokered loads. You gotta back up to the door. Your shit got to be a certain temperature. If your truck ain't at 65 degrees, that beer company may not load you because your shit too cold or it's too warm. You got too much debris on the ground in the trailer. You got to sweep that shit out. They may cancel your appointment time. Oh, we can't load you. Another thing about that with the reefer is, cross-contamination. You gotta go wash out all the time and rinse, and you can't have this type of chicken with that chicken. Oh, you can't ride in the daytime with this. You got oranges or produce. You can't cross into Florida from Texas with this type of fruit or vegetable. You always getting checked at the scale. You gotta open your container. You know, all that shit, I'm not even finna deal with all that. Then on top of that, you gotta worry about a motherfucker breaking your seal while you sleep. Come on, man. Like, I can't control that. Then I gotta do an insurance claim. Now I done messed up my whole week. I ain't got the patience for that. Then, another kind of reefer, you gotta put fuel in the reefer. Like, that's another expense I don't want to deal with. Reefer, I don't know how you guys do it. Then, y'all got these cold storages with these stupid ass times of deliveries and all these stipulations. I ain't got time for that. Driving. You got to worry about motherfuckers, excuse my language, tearing up y'all truck. When you got to slide your tandems and whatnot, and you got the wood in the floor, and they giving you these pallets of bags or whatever, you got to put these straps, restraints around them. You make a wrong turn, that shit going over. You tilting your whole load. You shifting your whole load. Nobody want to do it. Nobody want to deal with that, man. Same thing with reefer. You get a load of fruit. They stack that shit up in these. Let's say you got some bananas, right? Them soft ass boxes, they gonna crush, crinkle, whatever. You may be going to Walmart or Publix. Last time I checked, I think it's Publix or is it Walmart? One of them, they got one of the most strictest guidelines. If your shit got a little pinch in it, they ain't accepting that shit. But it ain't even your fault. The motherfucker that stacked it shifted the load. Come on, man. Come on. Then you go home, you probably got to sit on the load, you know, for maybe like overnight. You constantly waking up, making sure the temperature the same temperature. I'm not finna keep doing that. Now, they got new technology now where you can watch the reefer from your phone now. They got apps for that. I give them that. But everybody ain't got that type of reefer. I ain't got time to be keeping up with no reefer machine, man. You may come back from home, that motherfucker off. You dead. You got to do a whole claim. You know, so the driver and the reefer game, you know, I feel like it's a very necessity. It's a very important aspect of our everyday life. But the way they be lowballing them loads, coupled with the wait time and all the rules and regulations and policies you got to follow, whether it's a reefer or not, I can't do it, man. I ain't got the patience to bump no dock, man, and slide tanners back and forth and put your straps on the back, and I got to make sure y'all ain't tearing my shit up with a forklift. You know, I can't sit in the truck with the AC on while y'all load me. Y'all got to put locks on my everything. I can't leave. You know, y'all telling people to drop and leave their trailer and come back in 3 days. It's a 2 to 3 day window for unload. Like, nah, man. That driver in the reefer game, y'all got that. Now, on to the big meat and potatoes. FlatBed. FlatBed. The pros and cons of flatbedding. Now, we're going to flip it now. I'm going to tell y'all the cons of flatbed compared to drive-in and reefer. Flatbed, number one con, hands down, can't deny it, it's historical data. You're going to have to do a lot more work. You're going to be hands-on with the product as far as securing and unsecuring, tarping and untarping. You don't do touch freight in flatbed. We don't have nothing called considered touch freight. There's no help and unload. All I do is I got to secure the load. Okay, so a con to flatbed is your ass going to work. Your ass not going to be sitting in no truck in the AC while somebody loading and unloading you, sleeping, watching YouTube or Netflix. Your ass going to be outside in 100-degree weather, or you're going to be in negative 30 below, tarping, strapping, chaining, binding, whatever. Whether you got coils, lumber, palletized freight, John Deere equipment, same shit. You got to strap and secure that freight. That is the major con of flatbed, which scares a lot of people away to make them go do drive-in and reefer. Now, granted, flatbed pays a whole lot more just across the board, whether you're a company driver, owner, op, or lease, is always going to pay more 85, 90% of the time than drive-in and reefer. That's a fact. I'm not lying. Unless you got some dedicated lane you running and drive-in and reefer, the majority of the loads on the load board, there's always going to be a big discrepancy between flatbed and drive-in and reefer. It's just what it is. Everybody know this. This ain't, I'm not talking about tanker or specialized or oversized or none of that, or food service. I'm talking about between these two categories, flatbed, drive-in, reefer. Flatbed gonna always pay a premium because it's a lot more that entails of that. They may pay you for tarping. They may pay you for double stops. It's harder to secure a flatbed load. It's a lot more dangerous. Okay, let me repeat. It's a lot more dangerous than drive-in or reefer. Okay, flatbed is up there with tanker and hazmat. You don't strap that strap tight enough, that load shift, it's some kids in a Honda with their mama, that's your ass. It ain't no drive-in or reefer to block it. That shit coming off the trailer, man down. Good luck with a lawyer. Your ass gonna work. Flatbed, if it's 110 degrees and you in the middle of Arizona, your ass gotta unstrap it. Now, granted, You may go to some places, if depending on your company driver with a mega carrier, they got 1,000 trucks and trailers that may be preloaded. Sometimes customers will load that shit for you. All you gotta do is hook and go. We ain't talking about that. We talking about they loading you a live load, which is 99% of the time with flatbed is a live load. You picking up, they loading you, and you watching it. You watching them unload it. It's a live unload, 99.9% of the time. Unless you got some dedicated shit, or you with a mega carrier like Milton TMC, where they got drop and hook trailers. Okay, your ass is working. Okay, ain't nobody gonna secure that load but you. They gonna load that shit, give you your paperwork. They gonna tell your ass to pull over on the side of the road over there, on the side of the damn McDonald's or whatnot, and your ass gonna sit there and strap and secure that load. Ain't nobody watching over your back. Now, you go inside these warehouses with steel coils and steel and lumber, they may not give your paperwork till you secure the load, and they may come out there and give you a checklist that you sign off, so they ain't got no liability if you kill somebody with that load. Hey, if the load is what it is, he strapped it, he signed it, it's on him. See it at the delivery, whatever the delivery destination is. That's another thing. When you got to work these loads, it is on you on how it got loaded. If it's something not right, you have to tell that person loading you, hey, move it further front. Hey, move it further to the back. My weight distribution off. My numbers is off. Okay, that's on you. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody telling you in the plant. None of that shit. Listen, you driving that truck, it is your flatbed. You is going to tell them how to load your truck. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, okay? You're going to work. You're going to secure that load, even if it takes you 2 or 3 hours. Another con of flatbed is you're going to work, okay? Another con of flatbed is if you a night driver, you're not going to be doing too much night driving with flatbed, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. 99% of the time, you're going to be driving in the daytime, okay? You're going to be driving in the daytime, guys. We do a lot of 9 to 5 dropping. So if you looking to have some different shit or whatever, drive at 2, 3 in the morning, you need to go over to driver and the reefer, because you ain't gonna get it over here in flatbed unless your ass getting up at 4, 5 in the morning. That's about the only nighttime driving you gonna get. Okay. Another con, your truck gonna get beat up a whole lot more in flatbed. Whether you company driver, owner, op, don't matter. You're gonna have a lot more breakdowns for the simple fact that, you know, most of the time, I mean, sometimes you'll get some light loads that'll pay very well, but most of the time, your shit gonna be 30,000, 40,000, 47,250. A solid mass every time. You're gonna have a lot of heavy loads with a lot of rough edges. You're gonna be getting loaded in some very unfavorable environments. You may go load at construction site and load some machinery. This ain't no bumping docks. Your ass may gotta go up a mountain where ain't nothing but mud and rocks and dangerous cliffs with no guardrail. You might gotta go on a job site where they building the guardrail. So you're gonna get loaded in some pretty unsafe and unfavorable conditions. If you don't feel safe getting it loaded right there, you need to tell them, hey, load me at the road. I don't feel safe bringing my truck in. I might not be able to get out. So you got to put that in your head that you're going to go in some unfavorable conditions. Like, for example, I think the most dangerous job I picked up was in Miami, Arizona. If you know flatbed or you've been driving long enough, you know about Southern Arizona in the mines. That's where all the copper come out of, okay? I went into the most remote part of a mountain with dirt roads and shit, and I had to pull out 48 or 49,000 pounds of copper. You ain't taking that type of load on the driver end or a reefer. Reefer don't take that. They don't take stuff other than food. So I took 49,000 pounds of copper out of a mine in Miami, Arizona. You talking about some shit? I'm talking about some shit. I'm talking about sharp edges. All my tarps got ripped up. I had to go buy shit. Tarp patching kits. Straps ain't going on. This shit dangerous, man. And this shit like square pallets. Like this shit can just come loose if I hit one speed bump. So, that was a shitty load. I took that from Miami, Arizona to Atlanta. Never again. Ain't been back since. I don't care how much it's paying. That's a major con. A lot of people, they don't want to get in these sticky situations, okay? Sometimes even with driving a reefer, you may go to a job site if you got like solar panels or something, or if you got reefer, you may got to go deliver like some fish to some market on the side of a dock or something. I don't know, but mainly dry van, you may go in some unfavorable conditions because sometimes you can haul a lot of palletized shit that you can haul on a flatbed in a dry van. This is not the same amount. So the unfavorable conditions. Another con, the flatbed, well, I already said your truck gonna get beat up. You're gonna have a lot of more breakdowns with flatbed. You just gonna tear some shit up because it's a lot more heavy duty, off the road, you know, environment sometimes. A con, what's another con? It really ain't too many. Those are really the only two cons. Your ass gotta work. You gotta somewhat touch the freight, not like touch the freight, like you gotta unload it, but you gotta secure it. And your ass gonna be in unfavorable weather conditions. And you're not gonna have a variance of time of driving. You're gonna have pretty much 9 to 5 hours. Pros to flatbed is, obviously I stated before, the pay is a lot better, whether you company, owner, op, leasing. It's across the board, guys. If people deny that shit, they full of shit. Everybody know flatbed pay straight. You just got to know what you're doing. Another pro to flatbed is it opens a lot more doors in the respect that every load is different. It's not like you bumping the dock, okay, like them other people, flatbed and dry van, right? I mean, dry van and reefer. Every load is different. The same load you had last week not going to be the same as this week. It's a very good challenge, and it also teaches you to learn how to secure different type of things. I mean, no matter what it is, you're gonna see it eventually if you're in flatbed long enough. It's a challenge, but you got to figure it out to legally get it down the road without DOT hitting you. Flatbed is another pro to that is it opens doors for you to go do oversized freight, which you cannot do with dry van and reefer because you're in a set box. You could learn to graduate and elevate to oversized freight. If you know what oversized is, I ain't got to explain it to you. Everybody know what it means. That's a whole nother ball game of flatbed, oversized. Okay, you talking about big dog shit. I'm talking about escorts and whatnot. It also opens the door for you to do low board, RGN trailers, removable goosenecks. That's what RGN stand for all you rookies. It also opens the doors for you to do hazmat. You can do a lot more hazmat quicker than you could do it with a driver and a reefer. Flatbed is usually a catalyst that graduates a lot of people to specialized freight, i.e. has chemical gas, food grade, oil fields, or oil as a tanker period. Usually 9 times out of 10 you graduate from flatbed, because once you do flatbed, I mean flatbed, RGN, oversized, we can just put all that shit together. Once you do that shit, ain't nothing in trucking that you can't, that's gonna scare you. Okay, once you get the oversized load, you don't reach the pinnacle of trucking, man. Unless you're doing some specialized, like top secret government tanker hauling. Don't nothing pay more than specialized or low boy. Shit like the oversized haul, I'm talking $20,000, $30,000 a load. You only doing 2 loads a month with escorts type shit. Okay, some specialized, dedicated shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a pro of flatbed. Another pro of flatbed is, you know, trucking, you're gonna gain weight, you're gonna eat unhealthy, but flatbed keeps you moving. It keeps you active. Okay, you're not just sitting behind the steering wheel for 10 hours a day just driving. When you get unloaded, you're not just sitting in the chair. Flatbed is you gotta work. You gotta be strong. Like you guys see me, you know, you gotta be husky. Skinny people can do flatbed, but you gotta have some muscle on you. You gotta have some fat. You gotta be husky. You can't be no little man like you see them, you know, them Punjabis. I'm not racist or nothing. I shouldn't even said that. You know, I'm talking about in that stature size, you know, or them, you know, somebody small driving in a reefer. You can't be no small person doing flatbed. You know, I'm not talking about in height, I'm talking about in girth. You gotta have some meat on you to do flatbed. That's historical fact. I'm not saying a skinny guy can't do it, but it's gonna whoop his ass. Okay, if you're not used to work with your hands and hard labor, you're gonna be sore a lot of days with this freight. Flatbed is no joke. Like I say, every load is different, so it's gonna be a good exerciser tool to help you out. So like I say, man, those are just a few things, the pros and cons of the flatbed versus driver and a reefer. I know I left off a lot of stuff probably. I'm tired. You know, if I forgot something, drop a comment below. You know, let me know what you think I missed. And you know, I'm just having a conversation with you guys, man. I just appreciate you for even watching the video this far. I appreciate all my subscribers that have been following me up until this point. Man, we've been moving so fast, man. I think I got over 2,000 watch hours in the past 3 weeks, man. That's crazy. 2,000 watch hours. Like, I got 2,000 hours of y'all watching. That means you guys are watching these videos. Y'all ain't doing that shit across the screen. So I thank y'all. Yeah, man, if it's another topic you guys want to ask me about, drop a comment below. And I read all my comments, good or bad, don't matter. You know, I'll talk about it. So that's all I wanted to just talk about tonight. I'm about to knock out. I got to get up in about, you know, it's 7 o'clock now. I got to give them about 6-7 hours. I got to get up at 3, you know, get rolling. But I thank y'all. Y'all be safe. And remember, like I always say, save your money, be smart. Yo!